What's going on, everyone? TM24 Plays here, and we're going to be doing a new set of videos called Zero to Hero. So as you can see, I've got a collection level 14 account. We've got very few cards. We just picked up Odin, and I'm going to be playing this game as if I was a brand new player. These are the cards we currently have. So as you can see, not very many, and I just put together a little deck, played a few games just to get a feel for it. And now we're just going to take it to ladder. And I'm going to be playing this deck as if I was a new player here. And trying to explain what I'm doing, why I'm doing, to give you guys the best view of how to start out strong in Marvel Snap. So for now, we're going to get into some gameplay. But don't forget to subscribe and like the video. It really does help me out. And be on the lookout for future parts of this series. But for now, let's get into that gameplay. Alright, Zero to Hero. We went with Supreme Teacher here, so we've kind of got a bot-sounding name, but that's quite alright. So Baxter Building, we're probably going to want to try and play into there, so we're definitely going to get Ant-Man down. A 1 for 4 is a pretty strong way to start the game. We do have Medusa for next turn, which we will probably play in the middle. Grand Central, okay. We are going to play Medusa here. Our only other option is Hawkeye, and I don't like the follow-ups. It would have meant playing Hawkeye in the middle and then Medusa, depending on what we draw. But for now, we're going to play just Medusa and then move on to our next turn here. He's got a Misty Knight down on Baxter Building, so he is winning that one, and he does go with a Hawkeye on his Misty Knight. So Monster Island, we both get a 9-drop, or not a 9-drop, a 9-power monster. We do have the Punisher, and he's going to be perfect to throw onto Baxter because we know that they're probably going to play there as well. And the Punisher gets +1 power for each opposing card at this location. Him hitting Star-Lord is pretty good for him. Turn 4 comes across, and we do pick up a Wolfsbane. We have Iron Man. We're probably going to need Iron Man in order to take Baxter Building. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop Hawkeye here. And we're going to put Wolfsbane in the middle. That way, even if Odin gets pulled on turn 5, he'll activate both of their on reveals as well, giving them the double buff. They play a rocket into the middle. It's good for them. He does hit on it. We drop our own Hawkeye. We are going to be up here in Baxter Building. So we are going to toss down that Iron Man right now. If White Tiger hits here, that's even better for us, because then we can Odin this lane next turn. He's playing the Punisher. Sentinel comes down. We have a huge Baxter Building lane. Odin comes down, a little bit unfortunate, but he's going to set these off again, so we're going to get the double procs as well. His own Odin comes down. We are in a great spot right now. We are winning these 2 lanes. We're on turn 6. I don't see how he comes back for this. We're going to snap, and we're going to throw our White Tiger down here on Grand Central, putting 7 more power into Monster Island. They play an Iron Man there, so they're going to win that lane, but it doesn't even matter. We take the other 2, and we're going to take those 4 cubes with us. So strong start on our Zero to Hero, and we'll be updating our record along the way. Every game that we play will, from here on out, will be on stream. So we're going to take a look at that record. We're going to go ahead and drop it down, and we're gonna go 1-0 in our Zero to Hero. And we're gonna keep on moving. We do complete a couple of missions, so we're gonna go ahead and collect that. We completed another one there. We are kind of stacking some of our credits to upgrade here later. We do get a new avatar of Gamora. As you can see, we're about 3/4 of the way done with the recruit season. But for now, let's keep rolling. Let's get a couple more wins, and then we might end up calling it for a day. but we will see. All right, Monster Metropolis. We do have Hawkeye, but we have no direct follow-up as of right now, so we're going to wait. You definitely, if you're going to play Hawkeye, you want something to follow it up so you can make sure that he gets to 3 power. And since we don't, that is why we're going to hold off. Jotunheim comes up. We probably want to stay away from there. I don't hate the idea of dropping Hawkeye now because we can always follow him up with Wolfsbane on turn 3. He's dropping a Sentinel into that far right lane. And okay, so he's going to be able to fill the raft as well. Punisher would probably be a good card to play there. We do need to play on top of Hawkeye, though, so we're going to go ahead and drop Wolfsbane there. He ends up dropping on Monster Metropolis as well. We do get the proc. He drops a Punisher. So that's immediately going to put him up. We're going to drop a Jessica Jones here. And then move on. We're going to not play on this turn, on this lane next turn. So Jessica Jones will go to a 4-8, which is pretty strong. He did get 2 power there. We can't fill the raft in time to be able to use it. We're going to want to probably play Iron Man here next turn, so we need to start playing some cards. So we're going to drop... We're going to put the Punisher here on the raft, along with Ant-Man, and we're going to hold off on Medusa for now. Jessica Jones gets buffed. As of right now, we are a little bit short on this lane. They're snapping. The question is, how do we beat them? We could drop our own Iron Man here. That's gonna double ours. Then we have to play Nightcrawler. He's gonna lose one here. This is a position where I'm going to retreat. I don't know if we've got this victory locked up, and instead of risking 4 cubes and hurting our climb, we're gonna pull away. Part of Marvel Snap is knowing when you need to say, okay, you know, I'd rather not risk what I have and just move on to the next one. There's plenty of games. The games go quick. We complete another couple missions as well, so we'll take those. We're still stacking credits, but if that's one tip in Marvel Snap you need to learn, is that you don't have to play every game all the way out. It's okay to retreat and take you know, a minimal loss, but when you are on the other end of that, you want to take advantage of that advantage. You want to snap, force your opponent to, and try and take as many cubes as you can. So the Nexus is going to be a huge lane here. Basically, when the Nexus pops up, whoever wins this lane will probably win the game. So him getting a Star-Lord down is huge already. We did get Ant-Man, so it's a 1-4, so we're not far behind. We're probably going to want to try and get Wolfsbane and maybe Medusa and then Odin that. That would be huge. For now, we're just going to toss a Sentinel over into this far left lane. He counters with a Hawkeye on the right. Our opponent is snapping. We're in a pretty good spot. We're going to go ahead and we're going to drop Wolfsbane on the Nexus. I would expect him to play on Necrozia just because he did play Hawkeye. So next turn we will go Iron Man, and then we will go Odin onto the far right. So just because they snap doesn't mean you need to get frazzled and get out of the game. It just means you need to think about your plays and see what type of position you really are in. He's dropping Mr. Fantastic and a Sentinel. I'm going to double up here, though. So now we're winning 2 lanes, probably 3. We are going to play Iron Man he will go off before anything can happen. That's going to push Wolfsbane up, Ant-Man up, and of course we're being doubled by Iron Man. We are in a good spot, so here is where you got to counter. You got to come back with that snap and stick to your plays. I think we are in a good spot here, so I'm hoping that we can take this and go to 2-1 and have far more cubes won than lost, but we're going to see. All right, so Wolfsbane goes up to a 9. He stacks there with 10 power on turn 6. Pretty good play, but we had Iron Man down, and ultimately that's a pretty easy victory. Like I said, when the Nexus comes down, if you can take that lane, you do it, because it gives you the best shot at winning. So even though we retreated last game, we lost a cube, we just got all of it back and more on the very next game. So we're going to keep going. I think we're going to try and do 10 games a day, and we'll see where that leads us. All right, so we drop an Ant-Man, they drop a Misty Knight. Ongoing effects are doubled. That is great for Ant-Man, Iron Man, the Punisher. We are going to play Sentinel over into this left-hand lane. I've got Sentinel in there because I like having cards to play, and when you don't have a ton of the high-powered cards in Snap, being able to play multiple cards is going to be the way to go, and Sentinel just continually refills your hand. All right, so now that it's turn 3, we get an extra energy. Let's see if we can play a couple cards together. As of right now, it doesn't look like we can, so we're going to make a nice, easy play. We're just going to put Punisher in the middle here to take advantage of the ongoing effects being doubled. We might end up doing the same thing with Iron Man. He had the same exact thought we did, so we're kind of keeping pace with him for now. We're pretty much tied up everywhere. We are probably going to fill this lane all the way. I think I like the idea of... So we know we're going to put Iron Man here next turn, so we don't want to play on this lane. We need to get as much power down as we can. I think we're going to split up. We're going to put Sentinel down over on this right-hand side. I know we could have better used our energy with Wolfsbane and Hawkeye, but I wouldn't have been able to take advantage of Hawkeye's on reveal unless I played him in the middle, because I know that I'm going to play Iron Man here on this center lane. So now we make the easy play. We drop Iron Man. His effect's going to get doubled. We do buff his Punisher a little bit, but that's not really going to matter because our effect is doubled as well. So that's going to be huge. We probably want to... He's only got 9 power here. I think we can take this one fairly easy. We do need to play on this lane, though. So we're going to have to play... We're going to definitely have to play 1 card there. That brings us to 6. This wins us that lane as long as nothing gets buffed, and we can play Nightcrawler into the middle. That seemed like the only line that is going to work. We're going to snap as well. We feel pretty good about this. He goes all to the far left-hand lane. Our Wolfsbane triggers to 5, bringing us to 11. Nightcrawler comes down. We're at 60 in this middle lane. We should have tried to snap a little bit earlier, but it didn't matter. We're going to end up winning that one. Victory. And we are going to 3-1 so far. We're just going to keep rolling. Complete another mission. And here we go. Alright, -3 power in the negative zone. We have Medusa, so we know we can play her in the middle lane next turn. And we have Hawkeye. So, knowing his on reveal, if you play a card here next turn, get +2 power. is going to work great with Medusa, because if you play this at the middle location, you get +2 power. So that is the play that we're going to end up making, and we're going to see what we draw before we commit to anything else. He drops an Ant-Man, so Ant-Man can go all the way up to a 1-4. So technically we are behind here, but not by much. Hawkeye will go up to a 1-3. And Medusa's going to be a 2-4. So we've already stacked this lane with 7 power. They played Medusa on the far right, so they don't get the fullest out of her ability by doing that. I'm a little bit worried because we're probably going to pick up a rock here from the Eternity range. We're going to go ahead and drop Punisher on it anyway and hope that they play elsewhere. If they play elsewhere, perfect. So we're going to be winning this lane. They will get the Eternity range rock, and we are up. We are in a great spot. We're going to go ahead and drop Jessica Jones onto this lane as well. And then we're going to leave this lane alone. Jessica Jones, her on reveal is if you don't play a card here, next turn you get +4 power. So on our turn 5, we are going to stay away from this so that she does get her +4. They just wasted Hawkeye's on reveal. So we don't want to do the same thing. We don't want to be wasteful. We want to make sure that we take advantage of the cards we have in the best way. So we're going to drop Iron Man here into the middle, and he's going to double this. They completely fill this lane, which is great. I love when my opponent fills a lane before I do, because then that tells me what I need to beat. And I can look at this and say, okay, he's only got 12 power. I already have 14. I'm winning this lane. The question is, he's got a couple of ongoing cards. So if he played a card that were to buff those, then I would still need to play something here. So I'm still going to play there because I don't know what he's going to play. And dropping a Wolfsbane is the best bet because she's going to get buffed the most, because her on reveal adds +2 power for each other card here. So she'll turn into a 3/7, bringing us all the way up to 1428. And then our next best play is Sentinel and Ant-Man just full commit into this right-hand lane. We're adding 3. Ant-Man will have 4. So we are actually adding 7 to this lane, bringing us up to 19. So those should be enough on those 2 lanes, and we feel good about that. We snapped. He decided to go away, and we're going to take another easy victory. We're continuing to win matches here. As of right now, we're 4-1. The 1 was a retreat. Iron Man gets played early. That's one of our biggest cards, so we are probably going to end up committing to this lane. Right now, we don't have anything we can play. They are able to take advantage of Hawkeye with Quicksilver, so they do have 5 power here. But Iron Man can easily make up for a power deficit just by a couple of cards. Now, if we can get into the kiln early, then we are going to be in great shape. So we're going to go ahead and play there. And let's see if he has the same idea. He does not. He ends up playing Domino into the lane that he's already committed to. Alright, the Wakandan Embassy is giving us a little buff. We're going to continue to stack this lane since it can't be played on after turn 4. They do put Medusa in the right spot, but they are still way behind on power as of right now. And we picked up our own Medusa. So we could actually secure this lane. And then we need to figure out what we're going to do for turn 5. So we're going to go ahead and take this. I hope that they're playing on this as well. They're not. Instead, they go to the Wakandan Embassy. We are fully stacked here. We are fully committed. We are still in a pretty good spot. And we actually see a strong line of play right now. We can go ahead and throw Punisher and Sentinel down on top of Iron Man. And we're going to do that. That's going to give us a nice power buff here. He drops his own Iron Man. That gets him to 20. So that's good. We know where he's at, and we've already eclipsed it. We are way ahead. We're snapping to let him know, hey, we've got you, but what else do you got? We can always throw Odin here. There's nothing he can do about that. So we're going to go ahead. I don't think he can get 9 power into the kiln. So we're going to go ahead and drop Odin and see if we win this game. Odin comes down, gives us an extra sentinel, not that we needed it. He drops Abomination and Misty Knight onto the far right, and we're going to take another clean victory. We're up to 5-1 right now in this part 1 series of Zero to Hero. And we're just going to keep rolling. All right. So we love having Hawkeye. We do end up with 2 power this turn. Is there anything we can use to take advantage of it? Not really. And we don't really have a good turn 2 play. We have Hawkeye. We're gonna play Hawkeye. We're gonna play Hawkeye on this left-hand lane. Worst case scenario, we'll throw Ant-Man on him next turn. Or actually, we can put Nightcrawler. Because Nightcrawler, you can move this once. So it's not a bad idea just to put him down on Hawkeye, get the benefit, and then move Nightcrawler wherever we need to go. He's went a different route. He has split up his play. He is winning Asgard right now, which having cards is always a nice thing. I like to go after those locations. So we are going to commit Ant-Man there, even though we're a little bit behind. He doesn't play on Hawkeye, so now we are tied. And he drops Medusa on that far right lane. On reveal effects happen twice, so that's great for us. What we're going to do here is we're going to get a huge buff right now on these 3 cards because of Miss Ironheart. Give 3 other friendly cards plus 2 power, and playing that on top of Kamar-Taj, each of these cards are going to end up getting buffed by 4. So that should put us ahead on these 2 lanes by quite a bit. And let's see what he does. We drop Ironheart. We're getting our buffs. We are in a great shape, but he does the same thing. So we end up a little bit further ahead just because we had our two of our cards on this lane. Wolfsbane is going to be great on Kamar-Taj coming up. We do kind of want to secure this lane since it is turn 4. So we're going to go ahead and drop the Punisher in case he has the same thought of going after Asgard. And he does. And he hits with the Star-Lord, but it's not going to be enough. We pick up 2 great cards, and what we're going to do is we're going to send tigers everywhere. White Tiger, on reveal, add a 7-power tiger to another location. That's going to go off twice. So we're going to get 7 power once here and once in Tinker's Workshop. So we are now way ahead in these 2 locations. I'm not quite sure how they would catch up. So we are going to go ahead and snap. We could add more tigers with Odin. We could try and go after this lane with Wolfsbane. I think it's too far for us to reach. It will go off twice though, so it's gonna add 6 twice, so that gets us to 13. Yeah, I don't think we can get even close here, so we're gonna take our next best play and we're gonna send more tigers flying over here to Tinker's Workshop. And setting off Ironheart. So that does get us a buff here as well. We're sending more tigers. And Odin's gonna go off a second time. So huge play here. We are up big in these 2 locations. He does drop an Iron Man, but it's not going to even be close to being enough. And we get another victory. So we like that. It's been very smooth sailing so far. we're just going to keep rolling and pointing out things and trying to take advantage of the cards that we have right now. So Central Park comes down, and that's going to clog up some lanes a little bit. That means that if we commit a Hawkeye, we probably would have to play Sentinel, meaning we would get 6-7 power out of only 3 cards. Is not ideal. So for now, we are not going to commit Hawkeye. We are going to wait to see what he does first. All right, so when you play a card here, add a copy to another location. We definitely want to take advantage of Sinister London if we can. The best bet is probably going to be the Punisher. So for now, we don't want to clog up too much. We are going to pass, let him play. He gets Medusas down. That's a pretty good play. We are going to swap hands at the start of turn 6. So we're going to play Punisher right now. And he's continuing to fill all of his lanes. We get a Punisher down. Nice, easy way to make up power. We're definitely going to slam a Jessica Jones. Let's see if he ends up playing on Sinister London again. He doesn't. He plays on Mindscape. We drop Jones. She hits 2 lanes that we probably wanted to target. Now, ideally, we wouldn't want to make this play, but having Iron Man down is far too strong not to. So we're going to miss out on Jessica Jones's on reveal, but Iron Man is going to double us anyway. So we're going to go ahead and play that, knowing we're missing out on her on reveal on this location. She does hit here, and if Iron Man slides over to here, which he does, we end up with 2 lanes in which we are up by a ton. Let's see what we get. We don't really have anything that can help us here. So, because we don't know what they've got going on, all we can do is play here and hope that he can't push enough power to these 2. He might be able to, though. A Hulk or something like that would be more than enough. He does have my hand, so I know he doesn't have that. But does he play Odin? He gets another buff on Medusa. Puts her at 19. It's not quite enough. We do get the victory, but that one was a little shaky. That was a little sketchy, but we ended up working it out and getting the dub again. The power of Iron Man, especially early on in this game, is just huge. So if you got a chance to get 2 Iron Mans out there, you kind of have to take it. And then we just keep rolling on to the next one. All right, Jotunheim we'll probably want to stay away from. It looks like as of right now, our turn 2 play is going to be Sentinel. He drops a Quicksilver into Jotunheim. Not ideal since he's going to continue to lose power. Lemuria means we won't get that extra Sentinel right now, which is a little frustrating because we would rather have him to play again on next turn, given the cards in our hand. But we're in a fine spot. He continues to lose power over here. And we do pick up a Medusa. So we're going to go ahead and play her in the middle lane. We're going to have 7 power here. We're going to get another Sentinel back. Played a Hawkeye. And then he played a Squirrel Girl. He's got a lot of low-cost cards. We might not even have to touch Jotunheim, and we could win that one. I honestly think we don't have to touch Jotunheim to win, which is why I'm going to make the plays I am. I'm going to put Hawkeye here in the middle, and then next turn I will Iron Man. We're putting Ironheart here because she will not proc until the end of the game, and we're going to hope that it hits some of these. So Hawkeye comes down. He drops a Wolfsbane. That's actually a really nice play. He's snapping. I don't know why he would be snapping, though. I think we are in a clear advantage right now. He drops a White Tiger. It rushes over to that far right lane. We should have this lane secure. And we should have this lane secure. We could double. What we're going to do is we're going to play White Tiger here. It's going to send that last Tiger over this way. But it won't do that until Ironheart has gone off, adding 6 more power to this lane. So we should have a nice, easy victory here. I don't really see how he comes and takes this back. We're only going to have 1 card there. Ironheart goes off, buffing us up to 32. We do put 7 power over here. It'll be 6 after the last turn. And we take another easy victory. 8-1, and as of right now, that 1 was a simple retreat to protect our cubes, and we're continuing our climb. We complete another couple missions. We're stacking up the credits, the gold, and the XP. And we complete another level on our recruit season. And more credits. So we are starting to really pile up the credits here. As of right now, we're just going to hold off. Maybe we'll start upgrading some cards in the next video. But for now, we're just going to play with what we've had and see how we do. And this will actually be the last game. This will be our 10th game of the day on this fresh account. Cards with the highest power here have their power doubled. That's going to be a tough one to win, but we might be able to get there with a combination of Wolfsbane and Odin if we really want to compete for it. We kind of like the idea of throwing Medusa there as well. And we're going to play into Hala. It's a little bit risky, but we can certainly add a lot of power next turn. So by getting Ant-Man there early, you know, we can kind of make sure that we control this lane as well. He drops a Star-Lord. He misses. That's great for us. We do want to make sure we secure this lane. So we're going to use Nightcrawler's ability. You can move this once to make sure that we add enough power here by throwing down Jessica as well. So we're adding 6 on turn 4. It would be tough for him to beat that. He doesn't even go for it. So we're going to take this lane quite easily. He does put his own Medusa in the middle lane, tightening up here. But we might not even have to go for that. What we're going to do is we're going to start attacking Titan. We need to leave Jessica alone so that she can get her on reveal and gain a +4, which she does. Sentinel's going to come down along with Punisher. We have 9 power. They are only at 8, so okay, they're at 12 with the buff onto Angela. So as of right now, we are losing this lane, but we can easily take this one back, and I think that's going to be the way we're going to go. The safest way to do it would be Sentinel, Wolfsbane. I don't think they're going to come for us here because we are so far ahead. So we're going to go ahead and make this play, and we should get a victory. Sentinel comes down, tying it up. Wolfsbane comes down. She's going to add 7 to us to get us to 19. They put Jessica in the middle, and we take the victory. We probably could have snapped there, but we weren't 100% sure on it. But we took the win anyway. So we get another victory. We've climbed up from 10 to 14 today. We've completed challenges. We've completed levels. We have credits. And we're starting out strong. So this series is really starting out well. If you guys like it, please remember to subscribe and like the video. It really does help me out, and I appreciate all your guys' support already. But I will be coming back tomorrow with part 2 of Zero to Hero. Thank you. And until then, let's have fun.